The stream is not over. Thank you for hanging out while I got a little food. Now I'm going to get Jay on the line and let him talk decks while I get everything set up on the deck list side.
Hey, Ryan. Hey, everybody.
Hey, Jay. Welcome.
Thank you very much.
Where did my window go? Here we go. Let's share this.
Sounds good. There we go.
All right. I'm going to start digging into my side while Jay talks it through.
All right. Let's go ahead and start with some historic, if you don't mind. I think that's what people certainly most interested in, and we need to get right to today.
Elf or Sly?
So let's go ahead and bring in Sly first.
Okay.
Dionysus, I was going to bring up standard as well. Just give me 1 sec. So first, regarding historic. So I guess I've got a concern with this format. Specifically, we don't have a banned list, and so all the usual recent banned suspects are going to be the dominant decks. I think you're going to see a lot of zombies and a lot of field and a lot of Oko. With that said, that hasn't happened quite yet, but it's going to pretty soon as people realize that those are the two dominant decks. Just because of the very limited card pool on Arena.
Right.
Now, with that said, I've got two decks that are a lot of fun, and I did my darndest to force some of the new cards that they put into the quote historic set bundle in. And, I didn't have time to build a good Kiln Fiend deck. Those are really tricky to get to work. I know there is one. I am sure there's one. And if there's any card, if you just want to craft them, they're charging a fortune for that set. 3,500. I don't know if you looked at what was in there, Ryan.
Yeah, it didn't seem worth it to me.
No, it's crazy bad. Unless, you absolutely want every last one of those cards, and it's not their stinkers or anything. It's just they don't hold up. They're before the power curve shifted in creatures, and a lot of them are creatures.
Does this look like your slide deck?
This does look like my slide deck.
Okay.
For historic. If you don't mind, go ahead and bring it in and just give it a quick run.
All right.
It's a good place to start, and it's safe, it's fun, it's fast. If you just want to grind out the new, cards, it's a great place to start, because they've got the new, not the new cards, but the new, overlays.
Sure.
I don't know what they're calling, what are the textures are called?
What do they call them? Cosmetics or
They're textures.
Texture. Yeah. Anyway, here. One thing I want to edit my stream info so people know we're doing constructed now.
So Dionysus, you're asking about a Hypnotic Spectre deck. Absolutely. The problem is I can't convince myself that there's any real strength behind it. If they printed Dark Ritual, I'd be there. But a turn 3 shock target, we've had several of them that are just as bad. I mean, it's really no better than the black-blue one, or in all honesty, the red and one rogue. The hippie knocks out a random card. I just wish, I don't know. I wish they had put in a little more powerful cards in that set. And given they allow you to craft them, I guess maybe they couldn't. I felt like the selection was kind of weird.
It was weird. There were some ones that were like, oh yeah, I see why they did this, and others it's like, huh, that's the deck you're trying to push right now. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I wish they had put combo pieces in. That would have been really cool. If they had put all Johnny cards in there, it might have gone somewhere. I mean, I didn't mind Soul Warden. Soul Warden worked really well, but put something fun in there like Intruder Alarm or, you know,
So can
some
we only
things.
play historic in? I guess we'll just do the
Only
anthology event.
play the event. You need to get the textures anyway,
Sure.
I guess, or I assume you want to get the textures.
I can take it or leave it. All that stuff is like, oh, these textures, this looks awesome. Well, in 3 years, I'm not going to be playing any of those cards. So, anyway, but I do like. I gotta say, like as a poker player, like the difference in a poker game with good chips versus bad chips and good playing cards versus bad playing cards is so dramatic. Like it matters a lot to me. I actually like bling. And I like foils, and it's just something different from digital to physical. I think maybe, but I don't know. I just don't. I guess I resent anybody asking me to use my drafting resources on something other than drafting.
In a way, I kind of like it. I mean, I sort of feel like Magic has the model backwards compared to modern free-to-play games. Magic charges you for power and gives you cosmetic for quote free or mostly free. And it's a little in the backwards order. If you look at a modern game where you pay for cosmetics and get the power, without paying for it.
Right.
So
Looks
I
like
sort of prefer the other one, but I get because Magic having to come first and invent the wheel, and this hand is, of course, looks pretty good.
Yeah.
You
Well,
know
I
how
always
this
say
works.
Magic is the Model T of collectible card games and of kind of the free-to-play model. Even it just did everything first and is probably the most important, but it has some fundamental flaws that are just inherent to the thing now. Send in Steamkin.
I probably would have held that, but it doesn't really matter. You have no 3-drops is the weird thing. But this is a quote slow slide deck intentionally. You're slower than the hyper aggro ones in order to have a slight advantage because the mirror is going to have a lot of them. That was really nice of him. He must have. Okay. He must have a. Never mind.
All right.
Okay, well.
Next we can go castle. Doesn't really matter.
Yeah. Hold the bolt. Be careful and wait till he attacks. Just swing.
Hey, Leaf. Glad you could make it. Glad my LR appearance has brought some new folks around here. Yeah, that happens.
That's exactly
Combustinator is asking a question, and we should have. Isn't it on? Let's see. Do we have? Is that?
Is Ritual in Black's color pie? That's a really good question, Combustinator. And by the way, to the earlier question, Dark Ritual would have been a fantastic card for them to have put into Historic. It would have really changed things up and made it immediately uniquely different. Now, is it in Black's color pie? No, not really. It's in Red's color pie, but okay. So Oppo's in a Kiln Fiend deck. Well, this is the problem I had. Most of the time I spent looking for something cool was trying to break Kiln Fiend. Maximum acceleration, the haste +1 for 1 with Jumpstart. That's, I think, the key to doing it in our current format. But I wasn't quite able to get the full deck built together. And Oppo's deck is just a slide deck with Kiln, which is fine, but
that hurt. I want to call out Combustinator is talking about trying to calculate the value pass value, and I linked to the value pass calculator. I think Raptor made, and it's a way for you to figure out exactly. Like you have to tell it what you care about, and then it'll help you figure out when it's positive, EV positive for you. And if you go to my YouTube channel, I have a bunch of playlists, and there's a playlist on my YouTube channel that's pure Mastery Pass discussion. So if you're trying to learn about that, you can go to my YouTube and see what I've said in the past as well.
You do need to cast light up the stage.
We do. Sorry, it was a way for a sec there to get those links in.
Yeah.
But now we'll get on it. Hold it for the fiend.
Hold it. Yep. It's probably going to be for the fiend. Maybe you can pull something else out as a bonus.
Now,
Okay, time to take out the fiend.
I could even wait. Well, if they have a shock, they're still probably going to use it on our face anyway. I'm just going to take out the fiend. I'm sure they'll watch. I mean, if the historic cards they injected don't actually do anything, you know, they're not affecting the format. They'll make some changes, I'm sure. I'm gonna keep digging. Let's see. I'm gonna do Firebrand first.
Let's try Firebrand first. We'll see what we get.
Looks like another Firebrand, which is good because then we can ping
we might
face.
Get a third one.
Ooh, and a light. Yeah, we're gonna go ping face.
Mm-hmm.
Light this one. We're gonna get light this one, which we can do. Ooh, shock is decent. Actually, I think now, like, I'm gonna hold the shock for a minute. Now we'll get this mountain in the board. Or maybe we should we play this off the top and then light?
Top. Play the mountain off the top.
Because also we could play light up the stage and play a mountain from light.
Wait. You've got
not enough. If we
actually, you do have enough. You can play the elemental, the rampaging, and you can shock and firehand the goblin.
Wait, what do you? What's your end goal here?
Cleaning off their board.
Okay, I thought you were talking about kind of going off with Steamkin.
No, don't worry about going off Steamkin. You've got such a huge land and advantage here, and this deck works well under like Frenzy.
How are you getting both though? We have shock.
Oh, one's going to be for blocking.
Okay.
You just have we'll play the creature first.
This one?
Oh no, out of the top.
Oh, out of this. Okay.
Right. Creature, then shock and sack.
Okay. What's up, Queen? What's with your day? I hope that's a great what a day and not a I'm wiped out.
So the next deck guru I've got is Elf deck. I think the Elf deck, as you said, it looks good on paper. It draws a bunch of cards. The problem is how it kills. You're lacking either a combo or an overrun block.
Forgot I was muted. I was saying, Jay's not greedy like me.
Well, I'm trying not to die.
That's so greedy.
Yeah, I guess so.
Because I'm trying to win.
Didn't you know you're playing in control deck?
I see that now. Dead anyway.
Then anyway. It happens. I mean, red on red.
Yeah.
All you can do is try and set the edge to where you want it.
Being a little bit slower red deck doesn't seem like the right place in that matchup. Let's give it another shot.
I would say missing the 2-drop was the harsh part. Go ahead and mulligan this one. This red deck can mulligan well. And you're fine here.
What are we pitching?
I would probably pitch the skewer. But you could pitch the skewer or the frenzy. Either one.
Mm-hmm. I think I'm going to pitch the frenzy.
Go ahead. You've got a couple more, so you're...
And if we find, like, in that third land, we get Pyromancer Skewer, which I like.
Mm-hmm. We do have plenty of use for our mana.
Oops, sorry. That was a hasty click. Distraction click. What's up, Queen? Oh, you're fixing Duckmaster.
Oh, good. I was wondering what was wrong with Duckmaster.
Sorry, work is not making you happy, though. Life's rough when work is not a happy place. Or at least a reasonable place, you know what I mean?
Steamkin.
Steamkin, yeah, it's a bolt magnet. It's just like...
it is.
It's 2 mana, discard a burn spell from Oppo's hand. That's what it says.
You gotta draw them, though.
Yep. What else are you gonna do? Didn't find our... Just kind of don't want to do the skewer anyway, so I guess I'll just Pyromancer anyway here.
Yeah, Pyromancer. Hit the dome. When in doubt, attack.
Dionysus punts like my shirt choices. Of course he can punt constructed.
Oh, that'll help.
Yeah. A little mana maneuvering room.
Mm-hmm.
I like Bone Crusher Lava Runner.
I
don't know
agree.
if we don't... Lava Runner doesn't get haste or anything, but...
Not yet. Bone Crusher has to go into the discard first.
I have a design question. I'm curious where you land on this, Jay. I'll give you my thoughts. A lot of people have complained about like Bone Crusher Giant as a rare, or the Thief. What's it called? Help me out.
The
Blue Borrower, Brazen Borrower.
Right.
People have complained about them as rares and mythics because they're 2 commons stapled together, and how does 2 commons stapled together feel like a rare or a mythic? So there's been some criticism of those designs, but I kind of felt that way at first, but what I've come around to is that Magic is just this hyper complicated game, and it is at constructed levels, it's further complicated by the fact that rares are complicated and powerful, and so people play their complicated, powerful rares, and then constructed Magic is this mind-breaking kind of game, or it can be. And I think it's good that you inject some of that vanilla calmness, the vanilla easy to process aspect of commons and uncommons at tournament levels, and then you get to have these cards that are clearly rare and mythic power level, but they don't bring the complexity those cards often bring, and so that constructed becomes, while powerful, a little less brain breaky.
So let me give you the theory based from when I was in R&D. So one of the things, so when I was in R&D, Rosewater was actually giving 3-hour lectures every week on his thoughts on design. And we had one week was all about on rarity and complexity. And the point behind this overall discussion was the primary factor, at least in Rosewater's opinion, in the rarity of a card wasn't as much its power as much as how complex it was. And that should be your guiding force when you're first starting to determine how complex a card is. Now, you made the statement that Bone Crusher was 2 uncommons. I would counter that neither card are vanilla on the halves. They're both actually French vanilla, if not even more complex than that. So I would say you've got 2 uncommons. And a card with a complexity of 2 uncommons, wouldn't you call that a rare?
No, I'm fine with it.
Yeah, I know.
But
I'm just saying that if you use a strict complexity, saying that 2 commons or 2 uncommons shouldn't be a rare, I'd say actually it is exactly should be a rare because it's twice as complex. And so going from the complexity matrix, I would go that way. Go ahead and drop the land and attack and see what Oppo does.
all right. They just get the block, ping our face. Maybe no, they'll probably just block and trade. No, they don't. I'm thinking of old
They can
school.
block and trade.
Block and trade.
Which is fine. Then you just wait.
It's about how happy players are with the rares that they open. People open boosters and want to be happy and delighted with what they find in the rare slot. And some people are not happy and not delighted about the fact that their rare slot contains something like Bone Crusher, which is like, oh, this doesn't feel rare. This just doesn't feel rare to some people, or especially Borrow doesn't feel mythic to people. How does...
So I get the Borrow at Mythic. Borrow at Mythic kind of got me too. Because I felt like 2 uncommon stapled together didn't equal Mythic level complexity or power. But it kind of does. It's actually grossly powerful and moderately complex.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's actually not as simple as an unsummon or even boomerang because it only hits Oppo's, permanents.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely powerful enough. I mean, both of these cards are definitely at a high power level. I mean, I was always excited to get a Bone Crusher, but that's because, well, it's close to, if not, Pioneer or more, red cards. And the number of red cards that meet that criteria. It also meets my playstyle nicely. I'll make sure to shock that thing.
Yeah, I should have done it while only one was on the stack. Now I give him a chance. Yep, that was another punt for Dionysus. But again, I'm trying to listen to a design lecture while playing Magic. It's not easy. Yeah, I think the
drop out the Bone Crusher.
The borrower. I wanted to also because I wanted to say something about the thought that lands. I've only been delighted. Combustinator says I've only been delighted by a rare land when it was like a Scalding Tarn. But that kind of gets to the point where the way that players can be delighted by
trade
lands is that they are worth money, right? So players being delighted that they open something they know they can at least convert into a resource they want is pretty powerful.
You get 2 in there? Yeah.
Let's see. So we go... I don't want to do that. You can offer the runner.
I think you drop the runner and swing with it.
And yeah, because if it doesn't connect, we can at least hard cast the light.
Exactly, and you're not under pressure. One of the things I was super excited about is the combo between having the fact that Bone Crusher counts as a spell is super awesome, and you shouldn't have played that land. He's blocked. Up a block. Never mind.
Yeah.
Hold that thought.
Might as
Oh,
well
well.
lightning bolt their final thing, or we can
I
bolt.
would frenzy first.
Really?
Yeah, I would frenzy here. Just to get the frenzy going. It sucks up so much mana that one down turn.
Okay.
I mean, it's not that the choice you're making
I played the
is
land
horrible.
because I thought I played the land because I was going to play the lightning strike, and then Jay said, "Let's do different tack."
What did they get? Oh, they got their frenzy. Good thing we got ours out first.
Yeah, so we can skewer Chandra. We only have.
Well, we have to play our light. We don't have much choice here.
We have to play what? Oh, never. This is our hand. Yeah. So
right.
never. Sorry. Forgot my own frenzy rules for a moment.
Oh, wait,
don't do
wait.
that.
Off
Do
the
that
top.
one. And yeah, that one.
Shock their creature.
Maybe I was supposed to get Chandra there too. It's playing kind of quickly.
I don't think so. This is going to be a close fight.
Yeah.
They're a little behind on the race, but they managed to pick up both a Chandra and an experimental.
Got a block there. We're too far behind. Let's see. I guess we should do Steamkin.
Steamkin first.
First, then Firebrand.
Firebrand, yeah, all good. Let's see if we can go to town.
Crush Bones. You just want to make the creature?
No, I'd go to the dome.
Yeah, because then we still have a mountain to play over here if there's not a land underneath.
Go to the dome. We've got good odds.
There you go.
There, it's looking good. Go to the dome again.
We could wait if we want to do.
No. Go to the dome again.
Oh, because it gets the Steamkin going, right?
Mm-hmm.
Forgot about that. Then we get to swing in.
So, we're going to be stuck because we've got one. Well, yeah, go ahead and swing in.
And then play one of the Crushers.
I think so. Play a Crusher, and let's go for the kill on next turn.
I think their turn to frenzy, but that was a great frenzy turn.
That was about as effective as we could be.
Yeah.
We're threatening a next turn kill.
Trying to make up for earlier punts here. They got our Steamkin, but
that's okay.
We got a lot of damage.
Or we drew two. We drew 2 mountain mana from them.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of a weird count, and weird game we're playing.
Yeah, just exhaust their mana resources every turn.
Yeah. How can we best use up 4 mana of theirs, or how can they worst use it? So after this, we'll switch to the deck, which does a nice job of beating this.
Yes.
Let's switch over into elves. I wish I could have used the elves they put in there.
Really? The elves they gave weren't even...
No, the elves they gave were... I mean, Visionary's nice. It's cute. I used it in duels. I loved it in duels. I really based the whole duels green deck around that one elf. But it's by no means historic power. That was not what we wanted to see.
No, land is not what you want.
Hold on. Can we kill with what's in the hand? We have 6 damage in the hand, and we've got 6 on the table. We got it.
Yeah, let's try this. Yeah.
We haven't. Swing with the 4-3.
We don't swing with everything, right? Or do you want to just not? You just want to fire? Yeah, I feel you.
Swing with the 4-3. Hold the other two back in case they kill it with an instant.
Yeah, that's the one thing we need to understand is whether the giant connects or not.
Right. If the giant connects, we win.
Robert, we don't. You go back and look at our history, and the Sly deck is not that overrepresented in the mix of what we do around here. I think you've... Yeah.
But the feedback's welcome, and, certainly it's something that we do monitor.
I think we have a pretty good mix. If others want to second that, maybe I don't have the right perspective on my own content, but I feel like we're pretty broad.
Okay, and now we've got the kill. Sacrifice experimental,
oh, yeah, I gotta
bolt, sack.
Well, sit tight, Robert. You're about to get one. Like the last time Jay was on, for example, we did the deck. People are calling it different things. I liked the name Doom Control because I'm a comics nerd. But the basically Esper Stacks decks that uses that Doom Foretold card is a lot of fun and very different from Sly. Although it loses very quickly to Sly. I'll say that. All right, next deck.
Oh, that's kind of
Elves?
interesting. It gives you the cards if you don't have them for playing this event.
Oh, neat. Did it give me actual cards?
Wow, I can't believe the cards for these. And I wasted that much. Yeah, you just got matrons.
No way. It says reward one card style.
It just gave you matrons. Look in your collection. I'm not crazy, am I? Am I? Maybe I am. It looked like it flipped and showed you matrons.
No matron yet.
Okay. Never mind. I'm crazy. Anyway. Okay,
right,
so bring in, if you don't mind, the elves. If you would bring in the elves.
Working on it.
So the traditional elf deck basically has two variants, and I started off with the more basic one. You're putting out Llanowar elves and a bunch of other things. We are missing certain key pieces that normally you want. Most importantly, Cradle. So if you all remember, there is a Cradle in the deck. Could you list that? Could you highlight that enchantment for a second while you're there?
Which one?
There's one enchantment in here. That thing. There's our Cradle.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's an elf deck, I believe that, and I've so far successfully been able to turn that into my massive mana engine, which combines really well with the big tree. And of course, Beast Whisperer, and basically you're playing out your whole deck. And right now, this deck's a fine one to play because you're seeing, as you notice, lots of mono red in that event, in that format. And this is a super fun deck to play. If it really was going to be legitimate and historic, where it could beat some of the other decks that have, say, mass removal, it would need either something that would counter, one of the invulnerable killers like Splashing White, or it would need some sort of combo to go off on that would let it, tap. Every time you tap a creature, you get a mana, any one of the various cards that do that.
All right, hold on here. Okay.
And of course, for finisher, there's, nothing like, Expel if you just want to splash a little bit of green-red lands.
All right, so now the deck should be correct on Stream Decker. The Stream Decker bot will show you what we're up to. You want to see it yourselves.
And if you want to swap it in, you can swap that out and swap in Historic Elves.
You have to like playing stacks because I if I'm just trying to grind some gold, I'm just going to play a quick red deck or some sort of fast deck. But when I'm actually interested in playing competitive Magic, then I really like the stacks deck. It's fun. Elf first. Next turn we get Pelt Guardian or another elf.
Oh, they're gonna bolt your elf because they're playing red.
Ah, look at that.
Oh, they're not. It's not red.
Uh-oh.
I tried going this route. It just doesn't hold up.
So what do you like here?
I would like
Yorvo.
Yorvo.
Yeah. All right.
Yorvo.
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 Yorvo Muvo.
I guarantee you they don't have anything as big as Yorvo.
Growing rights. Oh, we have 4 total mana this turn.
Mm-hmm. So
creature card. Probably.
You don't need the card yet, so hold on for a second. Play the Pelt Collector, then play the Growth Chamber.
Is there any consideration for you for waiting till we're at 5 mana on Growth Chamber so that we can for sure get the chain going?
Sure. Go ahead. Wait. Be conservative because you're concerned about red, and that's legit.
Yeah.
No, legit. Then put out the growth rights, or put out the.
Yeah. Let's do this. Let's use a lot of mana, but set up to be able to adapt the turn we play it.
It also gives you a creature impulse.
Mm-hmm. Watch us find another Growth Chamber and have no other options. That's my prediction. Or swing and a miss.
Oh, wow.
That's pretty rude.
That is rude. On the other hand, I'm really glad you didn't try it.
And we should transform it pretty soon. We'll see what their red is for. A lot of these night decks can be very creature-centric. They're just like creatures, right?
Mm-hmm. I think you're on the defense here. I think you are the control deck.
Yeah, definitely. Against beatdown knights, I agree. Yorvo doing some work here, though. Looks like they don't really have good attacks. They can... Okay, never mind. Bye, Yorvo.
But
Pelt Collector's really like, wait, what? Me? I can't help you here. I'm not capable. And when does this flip? At the beginning of your end step. So we can still even play... We don't have the security, but we don't have time for the security now, so we'll start on Pelt Collector.
Pelt Collector.
And then these in either order is fine.
Correct. You should actually get the chance to... because when that converts, you can then activate it at the end of your turn.
Yeah, we will have adapt mana, you're right.
You'll have 5 on the table.
Well, I might as well attack. Unless what are we going to block?
You don't need to attack.
Yeah, you don't want to attack. Okay.
I mean, no, attack's fine. You don't need to defend. That's right.
I feel like this is going to be the thing that defends.
Mm-hmm. And you've got your cradle out.
Yep.
Feels good, doesn't it?
Who said there's not a cradle in the format?
Yeah.
That's pretty nice.
That is nice.
But we have
a 4/4.
Yeah, we have a 4/4, so let's see what they want to do. Makes sense. Attacking with a bunch of stuff that trades or beats the Growth Chamber.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead and do this now.
I would kill the one you can kill.
Yep. I think we have to. I mean, that's why we wanted to make sure we could start the chain, because then you can do things like use a Growth Chamber Guardian as a trade bait.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Queen, this it's called Cradle of the Sun, But like many of these flip lands, these transformational lands, they are based on a classic land from Magic history. In this case, Gaia's Cradle, which has Gaia's Cradle just says tap, add green for each creature you control. It doesn't have tap, add green. Which that's how it was fair. You see. Hint: it was not fair.
If you want to search for the original deck that worked for it, look for Cradle Ball.
Unfortunately, becoming a 4/4 later does not trigger pelt collectors.
It does not, but at least you have a bunch of mana. You can search out one before you activate? Can you search 1, 2, 3, 4? You're one shy, so it doesn't really matter the order.
Oh yeah.
You might as well use the
cradle.
Yeah, might as well. But still, 4 mana for one card isn't bad. What's amazing is you missed with an impulse.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, there was definitely mana burn back then in the cradle days. I can cast this big creature, but I got to take 4 from the extra. All right, now we can no attack.
Yep, you're still on D, but that's all right.
We do have double blocks now that lead to a 1-for-1 on champion. Even a 4/3 first strike can be double blocked here to 1-for-1 is what I'm saying.
Don't forget with their first strike will kill before the pelt collectors swing.
Yes. Good point. So they could even get bigger.
Yes, there are tricks you can do by single blocking a pelt collector and treating it as a 4/4.
Right. Good point. Because, so do you see what Jay's saying? Like, basically, if we put a Growth Chamber Guardian on a Fervent Champion, if they attack with both on a 4/3 first striker, and then these Pelt Collectors on a bunch of 3/3s, then the Guardian dies first and triggers the Pelt Collector in first strike, and then in regular damage, the Pelt Collectors are 4/4s. Okay, Burner is funny. I like that. Although that makes me think like of people who go to Burning Man. But that would be funny too. Like when some Burning Man fanatic is going on about their crazy weekend.
Right. They didn't go forward Burner. Into us, which was kind of awesome.
They decided not to attack.
You do realize you have 8 cards that draw you more cards.
In this deck?
Yeah, but you need to hold a creature to trigger one of them.
Oh, what's that?
So you've got the 4 trees and 4 Beastmasters.
Hmm. So do you want to play both? Are you saying hold a Guardian back?
I would play one. It doesn't really matter which one you want to play, but play one and.
I guess if we held this one, it would be a little more because they know about our Guardian. So this was we played the unknown one, which maybe isn't the best. But I thought getting the Pelt Collectors bigger wouldn't hurt.
It's not a bad option. But we still don't want to swing yet.
No,
we're not ready for the O. But soon, because you're in top deck a tree or a Beastmaster. A Beastmaster would be really nice here.
Mm-hmm.
You would show them what card advantage looks like.
Great Henge qualifies.
That qualifies.
Do I use that mana? Yeah, I guess that's fine.
That's fine, yeah.
And then
I'd use the elves to cast the Guardian. Or that mana, you're right.
Yeah, that mana gains life, right? Mana.
Yeah. And it's 2 life. And let's draw a card.
Boo.
We should have had on fast control.
Oh, what would adapt in response do?
Oh, it just would have given us 2 tokens, I think. I'm not sure if it's given us 2 or 3.
Oh, yeah. You're right. I see what you're saying. I didn't read my card. Like in my head, this is the thing that gains you life when you tap it and draws you cards. I completely forgot about the extra stuff it has going on.
The extra counter.
Yeah.
So we wait a turn.
Yeah.
That's what we can do.
Well, no, we can't. We just can't activate this anymore. Is the thing.
No,
So
I mean we wait a turn for we've gotten all of our growth hammers. I mean we just wait a turn to draw another creature.
yes. Yeah, mainly we weren't going to find any, but like having this be it would be a 5/5, right? And being a 5/5 seems better than a 3/3. Just an opinion, though. What if they mind slaver you?
There's another card they could have put in. How awesome fun would it have been if they put Mindslaver in? Not that the engine could have supported it.
I was going to say maybe that was a development, a software decision.
Yeah. Speaking of fights that are probably going to test the limits of the software, I see this fight having a lot of creatures in it.
Ooh, there goes the henge.
That's okay. You've got 7 more. You do know you're allowed to also draw them. In addition to having 7 more, you have 4 tutors.
Tutors for artifacts?
No, but they'll get the Beastmaster.
Okay.
That's a good call.
Yeah, this is fine.
Hold it for a second.
Oh, too late. I'm just playing stuff. I should listen. What was I supposed to do?
You're supposed to hold it until you get one of the
engine pieces.
Engine pieces.
All right, I'll hold next creature unless. But it's so tempting to make Yorvos. Play better than me, folks. For 2 decks without blue, we're both drawing a lot of extra cards. Which, good on Magic.
Good on Magic.
That's as it should be. We all like to do things on our turns, not just blue mages. All right, that's one I can remember to hold. It would get Yorvo bigger, but kind of perfect role for this at this point is get engine going.
And note to self, I really do need to add a little bit of red just so we can burn them out.
Yeah, do something with the bajillion mana.
Assuming we're not going to get overwhelmed.
I feel like we're close. This is a lot of stuff we're up against. I mean...
It is.
But Oppo has to figure it out. Ha ha!
If Oppo waits another turn, that, we can easily go off in a turn. Their attacking is right, so...
Yeah. I think it's way correct, too. I think... well, the math was on them. Now we have to think, but we get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's a free event.
I would just scoop.
I'm just curious. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So they get 1, 2, 3, 4 through unblocked. So we're done. Just if you were curious, yes, we're done for. Here again, did you have other decks today? I just want to make sure I'm considering everything.
One more time. There's one more deck that I do want to bring up. I'd like to bring up a significantly different standard stacks deck, since I know you liked it.
Cool.
Basically, in standard, modified stacks for the post-Oko environment. It's still not quite there. It still needs a little bit more tweaking against fires, but it's super strong against pretty much everything else. Red has disappeared. You're almost entirely. It's now at the high level all sacrifice black-red. And the key is to cut out the oven. And you cut out the oven through Karn. You fetch a Sorcerer's Spyglass
Name Oven.
and name
Yeah.
Oven.
All right, it's my new favorite deck because I don't know if
It
you
has
saw my
everything you like.
I don't know if you saw my tweet, but I was like, you can keep Oko. We've self-banned down here in gold. What I want you to get rid of is Cat or Oven.
So this is a fine hand. Don't forget to cast the Once Upon a Time before your elf, though.
I will not forget. In fact, might as well do it now. There's no other thing but forests in here, though, right? So
yeah, I don't even know what you want here.
oh, I guess there's Castle.
Steel Leaf looks good, though.
Yeah, Steel Leaf looks awful good. We're going to take that.
Turn 2 Steel Leaf will help catch you up. So I tried to build the deck that Oppo's playing right now. I wish it could work. I really do. They're going to make some nice, lovely, strong pride. Oh, wow, that seems weird. Yeah, I guess you have to let it through, but wow.
Yeah, I mean, because we Yorvo and then we have a block, and then we Steel Leaf and Yorvo even gets big. Or Beast Whisper and just start going hyper wide.
First, then I don't think it matters which plan you take. They don't have cards or mana like you do. Interesting, we're about the only deck out there that'll let them actually play their combo.
Yeah, everything else just burns it up. Would you trade here if they offer Pridemate? No, they don't want to offer anyway. No reason not to play this. Do you like going Whisperer so we get value out of here? Or are we going? We can go Beast.
I would go Beast Whisperer first.
All right. Play a long game. Yorvo gets. Oh, Soul Warden doing work. It's gonna, since it works on all of our creatures too.
No, that creature is gonna be huge. We're gonna have to get a questing beast to kill it.
How does a questing beast kill it?
Death touch.
Oh, right.
I'm a little more concerned about the Ascendant, which is kind of interesting.
Yeah, if that gets big here. Do we need to offer trade to double block?
No, but I think we may need to swing into them.
Well,
oh, we can trade in double block, can't we?
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
I guess they're not. We'll get them to 30.
We don't even care which one they leave us.
Right. They're both good. Let's do it.
Yeah.
They're also stuck on land and trying to just push it through here. Can't play this Yorvo. Wish they had taken the other one, but
consider Whisper? Using one as Combustinator mentioned for
find a land.
Yeah.
So we do that and then play Champ.
And then
play All right, I'm in. Pass on the Chamber Guardians and make a Champ.
So you might want to swing with Yorvo here.
Yeah?
Yeah, what are they going to block with?
Well,
I think you would take anything they let you block.
Yeah, I guess, and we got a good blocker back, so that's fine.
And more importantly, by hitting them, it keeps, you really don't want that thing turning into a 5/5 flyer.
Their choked mana has made this Law Rune Forcer largely a blank, but it could start mattering here.
Yeah. They should have been playing when I built it, I had, instead of Law Rune, the Giant Killer.
There's a Guardian. I think I like Beast Whisper, create a 1/1.
That seems good.
Doesn't Yorva only gets big once, and Pridemate will get big twice. but drawing some action seems good too. Drawing any cards. Do we not draw for some reason? Shouldn't that?
You don't draw. It's when you play a creature card.
Oh, cast a creature spell. I thought it was creature ETB. There you. Well, never mind then. Maybe that wasn't worth it. I don't know if that was impactful enough.
I think it's a chump blocker, which you need for the.
Yeah, eventually for the Pride Mate.
Well, if not immediately.
Well, I don't think they're gonna. Well, maybe they'll attack. Like, yeah, I think that's actually just a reason not to attack is that we can so easily nullify its value.
Well, it's hard for me to show you this deck beating up on red decks, which was its intent.
Right. When the white deck outgrows your green get bigger deck, you could just take this too.
Just chump it. Don't take it. Chump.
Because the mathematical reason to consider it is that if it's just going to be a 15-15 next turn and you get one chump, take the 10 and then chump the 15-15.
I want to make sure you don't get hit by the 5/5 flyer at some point in time.
That's totally fair. Although it's not like it has lifelink, but the
actually it has flying and other things.
No, I'm just saying. Whether we take 10 there or not doesn't change whether this gets up in the air.
Right.
And I'm just explaining at least why I was even thinking about not chumping it. The chump could get better.
Sense. I think taking the... Anyway, let's drop out the growth chamber, just see if we can draw something handy.
We lost
our other guy.
Yeah.
Once upon a time first, then.
Okay.
Get
another growth chamber guardian. No, two of them are close to the bottom of our deck. Questing Beast. You were mentioning the Death Touch being potentially important there.
Yeah, go for it.
Can't cast it right now, but
you can always put a Love Struck out if you like. Or,
yeah.
Interestingly, you can also swing here. Well, they'll tap it first.
Yeah, they tapped Yorvo, so. No attacks.
Sadly, the Questing Beast is a chump blocker.
Well, and sadly, the Questing Beast can be tapped by the Enforcer, though, too. So, although in that case, we may just need to do a double block. I'm gonna say no blocks here.
Okay.
And go to a low life total, but then Pelt Collector into Questing Beast is fine. Nothing else we want to do. So, yep, makes Yorvo a little bigger. But really, at this point, they just tap the Questing Beast. So we'll have to chump again and find another Questing. No, the Questing Beast is mythic or legendary, so can't have two beasts. So this Law Rune that's been very hard for Oppo to use is now going to be quite relevant, even with them on 2 mana. But if they're not going to... if we don't attack, then they're just going to tap it down, but... I guess we have to make him use
6/6 flyers. The problem.
Yeah, I guess we're just dead to that now.
Yes, I think you're just dead to that.
All right, we just lose. I was over here looking at the Enforcer Yorvo and didn't see the Ascendant go up in the air. All right.
Well, you can play this one more time, or if you like, let's pull on the other deck.
Well, I want to run this one more time, looking for red, and I might even scoop and look for red because if we find a red deck, it'll at least be a quick match either way.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to do another grindy one with that deck though. I'm not going to spend 20 minutes on a game with that. With one more deck left to go here, and us at 1:45 Pacific. Apparently, everybody stopped playing Historic. There we go. Also going to get the next deck.
I am sort of pleased at how well the enchantment was working.
Yeah.
In Historic. because I never could get that to work in
That's good.
standard the entire time it was out there, and I of course kept my eye on it. Do we somehow have a mirror?
We do. I don't want to do a mirror. That's grindy. That was a nice looking hand, though.
It is a nice looking hand.
Sorry, doing a couple different things.
Wow, you actually
here.
really did have the perfect start.
Yeah, it was really
Had
nice.
everything.
But everything except the opponent I wanted. Or at least somewhat. Let's, I am done with that. Yeah, I said that earlier, Jay, that when I'm just grinding gold in no stakes standard, if I see a cat or an oven, I just scoop now. I just don't care. I'm just done. But you're going to give me a tool upcoming to do something else.
Fine with that.
I'm going to mulligan this.
I don't actually.
Well,
it's fine.
Really?
It's not great, but it's okay. You've got a one drop with Love Struck.
It's true. It's just everything is so expensive. All right, I'm keeping it because Jay said so. I'm usually the greedy one, but
you're even going first. You can always scoop on the third turn.
Devil's Atrocity says, I feel like they will have to do more to get people to even play Historic on Arena, like double rewards or XP. What do you think? I think they would love it if people don't play Historic on Arena. I think people's problem with it is that Wizards is not doing enough to incentivize Historic, but I don't know if Wizards wants to. It's a tough balancing act, Devils. They don't want it to be a joke. I think it would be a shame if these sweet, rotated cards we had like no fun use on Arena at all.
You managed to find blue-white control.
Okay, well, all right, we're gonna give it one more shot to find an aggro deck, and then I'm going to I want to run aggro against this green, or we could do if someone wanted to challenge me with an aggro deck, you could do it even, Jay. Like that's something we haven't done yet, but
we did this once before. But let's go ahead and switch to the other deck.
All right, we'll just switch decks.
Probably need to split not too long after 2:15 anyway.
All right, let's get it on then. This should be.
Check your sideboard. It's kind of funky. There it is. The sideboard isn't 100%, just so everyone knows. I'm also still tweaking some numbers.
This it? No, this isn't it.
No, that is not it.
It just looked like it. Well, let me make sure. I might have lost the paste. If I have all the cards.
Imported deck 3. There you go. Down 2.
Down
left.
This one? This one.
That one.
I wish they would put the thing you just imported. It should be like more visible.
That full screen.
Dancing Karn is what you name this deck. And cool, we have it all. I'm just going to get out real quick, and you can tell us live what we're doing.
All right, let's go with it. One of these days, we should run through a standard tournament. Just, I'd be curious to see what your EV is for it.
Yeah, I'd do that.
I mean, I certainly get a lot of EV out of playing standard events when I don't feel like playing too seriously, TV in the background, or maybe let's call it TV in the foreground. I'll grind standard tournaments. And I mean, I'm making about 30 gems per plus a couple of hundred gold by going getting 5 to 7 wins.
Nice. Okay.
And it takes me about 2 episodes of Law and Order.
There you go. Multitasking your entertainments. I love it. We all do it.
You know how this works. So
I'm usually watching football on one screen and playing Magic on the other.
Yeah. So this is all good, assuming you draw your second black, which you should, which is don't keep that.
Yeah, we got to look for the second black source.
Look for the second black.
I had to mention something though, because Devil's Atrocity further says I would rather them spend time improving bot draft and reducing mirror draft matches, which is an interesting design idea. But with lack of bot improvement, I was just chuckling to myself at the idea of, well, 100% of us are drafting mono blue mill, and so nobody's pairing. With the bots, you can only end up with one. We don't have anything to cast, so we'll just put this in tapped.
You'll note this deck now has a couple of cry. This is in part to handle cat. It's another solution. It's certainly a solution for sloppy cat. What on earth? That's not in standard.
Oh, you know what? We're maybe in the same. I just took a standard deck into the wrong place. Sorry. Let's go play a standard match. My bad. I was trying to do it fast and just went to where we had been playing, which was, of course, the historic queue. But since it's technically historic legal, it didn't tell us no. My bad. And I think
it still, by the way, wasn't a red deck.
Let's see. Oh, so yeah, I haven't uploaded it here yet. Let me get upload new. Browse. Fancy Karn.
So someone mentioned watching football isn't a task. I would argue it is when there's 40 punts in 2 games, like there was last weekend.
Yeah.
I mean, watching the Rams game and the Patriots game last week,
the punt fest.
It was a task.
We don't get Wrath on 4 because of the Vantress, but we're close, and we get Teferi and Oath, so it's an easy keep.
You're fine. Easy keep. One of the things I like about this deck is how little it mulligans.
Just kind of has awesome stuff to do on 3, so all you need is one of your 3s and some decent mana, and you feel like, I can make it work. Dionysus's favorite football game ended 3-0.
The funny thing is, I like the Seahawks punting. The Australian punter.
Yeah, he's really good.
It's awesome to watch his punts too. But I don't think that's what we're talking about.
Bandolf. There we go.
On a rules-related thing, they really need to change the onside kick rules for football.
Do you want to make them a higher percentage to succeed, or
absolutely? Right now they're at 0.
This season?
They changed the rules. Since the last rules changed, I don't think there's been a successful one.
Oh, interesting.
Intentionally. There may have been an unintentional one. I mean, some fumbles and things.
Mm-hmm.
But then they're sort of hard to tell what they are. Perfect. Black red.
Oath. Oath or Teferi. I guess Oath. I could have played Godless Shrine untapped, and then if I draw... But I just don't think we're going to need this. We're not going to need this next turn, right?
Kill it with the Oath.
Kill it with the Oath. We don't take any damage, and, well, we take damage here, but, like, I got to do that without shocking myself. And if next turn we can play this tapped into Teferi and still have a nice turn.
Right, and you can Teferi and bounce it, which is also... In this fight, that's a free card.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of things you want a free card against.
Yeah, well, I guess Teferi is what we've got, but let's put this in tapped, and then if we want, we have
do have an
Wrath next turn. We could Teferi first, and
I would probably Teferi and bounce in order to bluff not having the Wrath. And I wouldn't bounce. Don't bounce your enchantment. Bounce their creature.
Yeah, let's bounce
their vampire.
Knight, and then
the Night Vampire.
We'll throw, it doesn't really matter. I guess we'll throw this one in tapped.
Yeah.
And because of Oath, to kill Teferi, which they're likely to do, we get some life back on that as well. Mm-hmm. More rules text that we all forget about, or at least especially limited players like me.
And it gives them a chance to overexpand and think that they're safe. We'll know if we truly bluffed them in just a moment.
Yeah, if they drop that, they've got to, because well, maybe not.
They don't have to.
They don't have.
But,
Well, I would think they'd be heavily tempted if they had dealt.
They held it.
4 to us. Well, we could. Yeah, I think we still just wrath, right?
Just wrath them.
And then
congratulations, you played well. Here's your wrath.
We have another one, and we have a million things to do.
You're
just
6
dead.
mana, which means you play and bounce the oath and recast it.
Mm-hmm.
So they're not coming back from this. So don't be subtle and, don't be greedy. Just win. Lay an egg.
Crushing bones.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's a fine thing for them to give you to play your Doom against. You got to kill the other one first.
Or just wrath again.
Wrath again. Think they'll let you play Wrath a third time?
Yeah.
Yeah, guess so. Okay.
Yeah, sorry, Oppo. Scoop him up.
You could have killed him another way, in all fairness, but...
Yeah. You knew that was going to happen. Nobody doesn't scoop to the third Wrath. Do you have time for one more?
Yeah, no, I'm good for another 15, 20 minutes at least.
All right, let's do one more, and then we're going to call it a show.
I'm sort of hoping, well, maybe even 2 more if you don't get a black-red.
Sure.
Actually, if you don't get a Karn.
Right, if you don't get a...
By the way, Karn is really good also against... The format is really up in the air right now, so some of the weird things you're seeing more of, like the graveyard stuff. Karn has 2 different 1-drops that shut the graveyard off, which is awesome.
No.
Well, on your side, it's awesome. Don't keep it for
now. One of the reasons that it's a one of, is this a one of in this deck too? No, this isn't. You're not using the monkey paw in this deck, are you?
No, there are 3 Karns in here. Now there are 2 planers now. The 2 things planers. Were one of. There's actually a pretty good number. There's like 8 global removals in this. Interestingly, it wasn't that unlikely what you saw. Getting 3 wraths. Yeah, play. Do you
have a strong opinion on defaulting to Guild Globe versus Egg in these types of decks when there's an option?
Globe first. Eggs you often sack for life, but you won't know that till later.
Mm-hmm. And also, sometimes the mana is tricky to get these wraths, and you actually need to fix 2 colors.
Mm-hmm. I find it fascinating the mana engine really can't handle globes.
Yeah, it's not good at figuring that out. It's like, now you tell me. I can't, I can't do this.
So it's interesting what they made you discard.
The egg.
Keep the dance.
Yeah, keep that. Sometimes I put that down, and because it tends to be something that doesn't come into play until much later. But
you can
we're building up towards
4 in this deck.
Yeah, that's true.
You could actually play it next turn if you wanted. So I think, mirror.
Yep. Although there's the Thought Erasure mirror.
They're playing the net version.
What do we want to do here?
So I would probably play Tef and bounce one of my eggs for another card. Bounce it back to my own hand.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't really matter, egg or globe, but bounce one of them
bounce
back.
An ETB artifact, and then just nothing to do on 1, so we'll play this tapped.
Mm-hmm. So there's a net version of this. They don't have Karn, and that's how we generally wind up winning the edge. This is a little bit of a grindy fight in all fairness, unless we're able to come out pretty quickly. They've got the first Doom.
Just Globe, right?
Globe is a good start, yeah. And we have a dance, so that's kind of cool. Oh, interesting.
Got our own doom.
You've got a doom, so we drop a doom. It breaks both of theirs and gives us the edge. So we doom.
Yeah. Okay. I like it.
Yeah, we doom back. Woohoo! Nice top deck. This deck does like you.
Thanks, Robert. Appreciate you hanging and joining the conversation. Have a great weekend. See you Monday. See you next week. See you next time you can show up.
Could you open your graveyard for a second?
Yeah.
Okay, so you've got 2 in there. That's what I was wondering.
I kind of like going ahead and letting Tef go because we have the dance.
Yeah, let Tef go. Drop out, let Tef go.
There's our trump card. Is that worth going for here?
Oh,
I don't even know what I'd be looking for.
1, 2, 3, 4.
We'd have 1 mana left.
That 1 mana lets us go after their graveyard, which is what's interesting about it. I don't know that we want to fire it here. I think we want to drop an egg so we get a land, and you want to use your murder on the Tef. Murder the Tef and play the egg first, then plan to murder the Tef.
Okay.
Barring something weird on the draw that I can't think of.
Oh, well, there's a land.
Land is what we wanted.
We could Mance.
Not yet. Murder the Tef.
Mirror's still on Tef murder.
Yeah, because your egg isn't in there yet, and sure we could do it, but we're still gaining value. One of the neat things is getting Scrabbling Claws out and sacking it, eating some things out of their graveyard can give us a major advantage in this fight.
Sure.
And then don't forget, you get to dance of the Manset back.
Right. So we neuter their Dance of the Manses and help ours.
I was
Interesting.
wondering if they were going to do that. It's a mistake, but especially here.
Yeah, I mean, because they're getting rid of our Doom Foretold, but we have
Dance
stuff to do. One, two, three, four, five, 6. It's not. We can't 6. Do we want to do it anyway? Or do we want to do other stuff?
How many do you have in there?
3 targets.
3 targets. We can.
1,
2, 3, 4. I would Scrabbling Claws here.
Okay.
So Karn.
I'll follow your line.
Go for the Karn. Show them how we're better than they are.
Scrabbling Claws.
Drop it out. Use it immediately. Not on the sack, but the other one.
Yeah, just make him exile.
Right, just make him exile. Hold the sack for any sort of good recursion that they might have.
I'm gonna take the pain to drop the egg so that if they have a Doom Foretold, we have something to sack to it besides our engine, right?
No, you can sack the. No, you sack the Scrabbling Claws.
Oh, I thought we wanted to keep working on their graveyard.
It'll come back out when you dance it.
That's true. Okay, well,
but
nonetheless,
way, I would just put the Water Grave in tapped. I wouldn't even worry.
Oh, you wouldn't? You don't want the egg in or anything?
Just leave it tapped so we have the mana. I probably wouldn't, but you can. Either way work.
I'm doing it. Come on, we're here we're here to get as many Mances dancing as we can.
Things that are hard to figure out.
Well, the nice thing about both the egg and the globe is that when they're on the battlefield, they don't count, and you want to dance, they don't count against your X to put them in the graveyard. They go to the graveyard for free. So that's why I wanted to get it out there. It's just, it goes...
I get it. Yeah. I just was being cautious.
Just telling folks who may not have played this deck much what I'm thinking there, and just...
Oh, they killed our card. Meanies.
But we have a Mance on 6 now.
We do have Mance on 6. I'm not sure I would go for the... I don't know that I would go for 6, as weird as that sounds.
Really?
So first, make them eat their graveyard, and let's take a look at what's left in their graveyard.
Doom, Egg, Oath are the
Right, and they're
Mansible cards.
They ate the Thought Erasure. Doom is the worst thing in there for us. So I would go ahead and sack the thing, take out the Doom, and then I would Mance. I'm not sure I would Mance for 6. I
Well,
think
we can't. If we
we don't want to because they have a Wrath in the hand.
Yeah, and we can also redance anyway.
Right, but they have a Wrath in the hand. You would just rather draw the 5 cards and get all the permanents.
So we want to get their Doom foretold?
Get their Doom. That's the worst thing in there for us.
And then basically Mance back
and
everything.
Mance it back with, a bunch of other stuff.
1, 2... Okay, so...
Oh, actually, circumstances changed.
Yeah, because now we can Oath to Fairy.
You could. Let's just wait on the... Well, either way. Too complex to figure out. Oath and drop out Murderous Riders.
Okay.
If you want. Let's hope they don't have something that can hit us too hard first. And it helps us deplete our hand a little bit. We are in the advantage position here.
Yeah, I'm streaming extra long today. I don't know why. I'm crazy. I'm dodging adulting.
That's
so now,
nice.
Do you want a Teferi plus and then instant Mance? Or
well, you're not going to do it this turn if you do it. That means you're putting it off for 2 turns.
You just want to go for the dance?
All roads, I think, lead to Rome here. So,
all right. Well, let's start with an attack. Yeah, I'm going to go for a dance. Let's see what they've got. Let's see if they have anything for this.
They are going to have a Wrath here.
Yeah. Well, okay, then I'll Teferi. Let's make them have a Wrath. Teferi sets up for a really powerful
It does. It
turn,
also defends you against other things.
And we can even kind of just then use our turn to, like...
I don't... Return the Murderous Rider.
Sure.
If you're returning something from our side.
Karn.
Oh, that's sweet.
Yeah, it's Karn.
Mm-hmm. You don't have a second Scrabbling Clause. That's probably a mistake. It's that good in the format right now.
Do you want to get something we can play here? Or do we just want to get something like...
I would just get something you can play, but...
then we're at Ginger Brute, Graft Diggers, Bag.
You get a Bolus Citadel, and they'll be in panic mode. Get a Bolus Citadel.
Sure, all right.
That'll be fun. I bet they've never lost to that combo before.
What's the combo you're talking about?
Oh, no, just Bolus and all the life gain drain stuff they have. There they go. They put those in. You get a Wrath them.
Yep. They blinked first, so we get to Wrath them. Although we lose to Fairy, so we don't get our instant speed.
Mm-hmm.
One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We're still at 8. Blow this up.
Oh, too late.
Too late. What were you gonna do?
Oh, you could get there's some. There was the 3/5 grab a land guys out there. But if you want to go and grab something else,
let's go get something else. We got 4 mana if we want to spend it now.
You do.
Serpent.
Again, still work in progress. Salvager is kind of entertaining for this deck. It also lets you get Karn. It's generally for Karns when they're at 2.
I see. Take Salvager. That takes something. We're at 0 glasses here. And then we can leave the rider up or just play what they know. I'll just play what they know is coming anyway.
And you can still get back an egg if you want to. If they kill your salvager.
Although it had to do that on our turn, right?
Salvager? Do we have enough mana for it? Could you? Yeah.
Maybe I'm not thinking.
No, you can
right.
just sack an egg.
Yeah.
If you had wanted to.
Oh yeah, no, it just we were down to one land. I thought you meant on that turn specifically. Yeah,
Okay.
Jay can see chat, but he may be looking at the.
I am sorry about that.
The game.
Man's end of turn is really great. It's game over. If they hadn't have hit our Teferi, we certainly would have done that.
What's game? Sorry, what do you want? What's the plan?
Oh, well, this was previous.
Oh,
this was previous.
So now should we Mance?
I would drop out of Citadel.
Oh, you just want to do the Citadel? All right.
I would drop out of Citadel. Let's see what's on top of our library. Maybe we want to cast it. Like Tef. That seems good. Remember, you don't have to cast things. Oh, there's a free land there. We needed one.
Yeah.
And that doesn't cost anything. Okay. Oh, that was good. Do you want to animate like the egg? Or you could even animate the egg can swing this turn if you animate it.
All right, we'll animate the egg.
Give them some beats.
Plus, or bounce some. We could bounce Oath and replay.
Your hand is so full.
I guess I would
just plus it.
I'm gonna plus, and because we actually lost our last Teferi because we got a little greedy there. So then we'll just globe here.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, and we can play that off the Citadel if we want.
Whenever you need to. Don't do it yet.
Yeah, I'm just ending a turn.
Yeah. Honestly, your main target for that's probably Teferi, and you won't be able to, but... Okay, so they're wrathing. You could do a trick if you wanted, like sacrifice the egg and then salvage it back. If you have a mana under there?
I do, but it needs to tap for that. So I don't think we have anything we can do.
You can't. Never mind. It's still a creature. Oh, well. Yeah. Card advantage is not your problem at this point.
Yeah, untapping with Teferi and being able to cast Mance at instant speed is all we want to do, basically.
Mm-hmm. Although swinging with Bolus can be fun.
Yeah, the Citadel.
The Citadel.
Our own walking castle.
This is doing a nice job of demonstrating how the utility of Karn, isn't it?
Yeah. All right,
it's kind of crazy fun in this deck.
Yeah, it's a good addition for sure.
Yeah, that's a good one to sack. I don't know what the optimal sideboard is. I'm still working on it. I know things, a few items that are in, but there's a lot of open spots for people to develop. No, we are the Eggmen. They're not the real Eggman Combustor.
Citadel beats your face. We'll play a Fabled Passage.
And you can get rid of that Karn on top, which you don't want. By shuffling.
By shuffling. Oh, yeah. Do this now. See what else is on top. Yeah, that's basically free.
That is free. And it gives us something else to sack.
We'll save that one, though. This looks good.
Okay.
So, yeah, if they don't play it to Teferi, then we get to...
kill them.
We get to dance at the end of their turn and go bonkers.
And if they do play it to Teferi, I guess they're going to bounce... They have to bounce your Citadel.
Yeah, and it wouldn't... And we would get to dance in response to...
You can dance in response to them casting it, which means if they have a Wrath in the hand...
They still get to use it.
They can still do stuff. If they do play it to Teferi, whatever.
Yeah, that's fine. We tricked you.
You could just bring it back if you really wanted it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is not their out.
All right, so now we're going to go get the mants needed. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Sure, we'll just 8 it and see what we've got.
Yep, that seems good.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We'll go.
Don't forget a bolus.
Yeah,
And
we
a
can get
oath.
oath.
And the salvager is
So
always fun in case they have something. Well, I guess
this is
doesn't
all
really
good.
matter.
Yeah, this should
Yeah,
be good.
sure. Things look bad for them.
Wow, it just killed him. I don't know how it's like. I don't see that rules text, but there you go, folks. That's
So, did you enjoy that one,
standard
Ryan?
stacks. I like it. It's well, I was already enjoying the stacks deck, and now you've given me a stacks deck that has a secret weapon against ovens. So I am
And
in.
other
I
things.
am in.
There's all because don't forget. I mean, spy glasses are great to turn off green.
Mm-hmm.
If you get rid of Nissa
Oh
and
yeah,
other
shutting it. Yeah,
annoyances.
so yes, Sorcerer's Spyglass, fetchable by Karn seems really great in the meta. I am sold. I'm going to be playing that when I want to have fun playing Magic. I think when I want to just get my gold ground for the day, I'll still be sticking with my Cavalcade Cavalcade deck. But very
I would
very
love
good,
for
very
the
fun.
I would love for the various and sundry viewers to look at the sideboard and get some thoughts in for it. You know, even if you're just posting them on the Discord channel.
Mm.
Right now, I would bring a variant of the deck you have. I don't quite consider the Esper deck to be good enough against fires, but I've got the tools. So find the tools to make that the dance deck beat fires 75 to 80%, and that's what I would bring.
Mm-hmm. Well, I sure haven't seen. I mean, I'll let Jay answer, but it's not like I've seen Karn in the Esper Stacks deck, so that
I
seems like
haven't
an
seen Karn in Esper stacks.
interesting twist.
That was something. I mean, the Esper stacks isn't mine, although the variant you have even seen has been mine. And Karn is certainly mine.
Yeah, and that's classic brewing. Nobody's like brewing in a complete vacuum. It's hard not to have ideas from what's popular affect how you're thinking about things, but Jay always comes at a slightly different angle from maybe what the mainstream decks are doing. So there's your example there. And Nantuko, I assume you mean this deck list, and so there you go. It's the Dancing Karn. Definitely makes the deck better against Cat Oven and against Green. That's kind of the two things that Jay mentioned. I don't know if there's other thoughts you had on.
Well, I mean, the answer is it has all sorts of cool things that up your probability. Karn is just the best. I want to say the best card in the deck, but it's often the best card. This is a very mana heavy deck. Karn has incredible functional utility right now in the metagame. I mean, you saw how good, like the crazy thing like Bolus's Citadel. I mean, Bolus's Citadel would be ridiculously bad, except for in the mirror match of,
Right.
that you're fighting, which you got to, so you picked it up. It's got crazy anti-graveyard tech. It's got really good anti-planeswalker tech.
Mm-hmm.
What I'm looking for is the best anti-fires tech, which is a little hard because fires is playing stuff all over the board.
Right. And also it's such an adaptable deck because they can change their Fae of Wishes targets and all that stuff to change it, adapt to a shifting meta as well. So it's a tough one to
Yeah, it's a
hate
tough
out.
answer. It's basically it gives you this massive toolkit.
Mm-hmm.
Understand it's also right now it's configured in BO1.
Right. Yep. It's
Yep.
yep. Definitely a better best of one deck since you're not. It's basically making use of a resource most best of one decks don't use, which is the sideboard. So pretty cool. All right.
Well, I am looking forward to seeing sideboard thoughts that you all have, folks. Anyway,
Yeah.
I got to run. I've got a meeting to get to at 3, halfway through town.
All right. Get out of here.
Catch you later. Thanks.
Thanks, Jay. Bye.
Bye, everybody.
And that was fun. We're going to find a raid target, though. Thanks, everybody, for hanging out. Looks like Jamie's streaming. We'll go to Jamie Topples. Thanks, Dee. I had a good time. Hope you did too. Thanks, everybody, for hanging out. I had a good time. I'm going to have a great weekend. My daughter's coming back from college. It's her first, she's going to be home all next week for Thanksgiving. And Thanksgiving week in America coming up. So I'm going to be streaming Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday for sure. And then we'll see about Friday. But Thursday is definitely no. And maybe on Friday for next week. So that's kind of what we're looking at there. Thanks, and we'll see you next week.